Hello, this is Colin Liddell, and this is the Shortpod, a brief and succinct podcast commenting on the events and issues of the day. And the date is the 25th of August 2020. Today I'd like to talk about the American political system and the odd habit that people have of endorsing the very, very limited selection of candidates. In particular, I'm referring here to the recent endorsement by none other than Richard B. Spencer of Joe Biden. Yes, apparently Spencer, after backing Trump in 2016, is now riding with Biden in 2020. But is he really? Because the one thing that everybody knows about the Biden ticket is that Biden is just a Trojan horse for Kamala Harris. So effectively, Richard Spencer, the second most famous white nationalist in America after David Duke, is endorsing Kamala Harris, a mainly Indian woman with some white and black blood in her. There seem to be different and, as usual with Spencer, contradictory reasons for his ridiculous endorsement. In one tweet, he said that he's voting for Biden because the Democrats are much more competent than the Republicans, which sounds a little weird looking at how dysfunctional Democrat-run cities are. But also there's a kind of clear desire to destroy the GOP, which is also laughable because somebody like Spencer, who is now a running joke, is in no position to contribute to the destruction of any mainstream political movement. Ever since Hailgate, ever since Spencer openly allied himself with the right stuff in its later Nazi phase, and Andrew Anglin and the Daily Stormer-Tard elements, and all these various blatantly neo-Nazi elements like the Rise Above movement. Ever since that phase, Spencer has been a joke, which has led to all sorts of theories about him being a fad, a glow-in-the-dark, somebody who is cooperating in the ghettoization and marginalization of white identitarian politics. Personally, I don't think Spencer's a fad. I think he's just an idiot. A very intelligent and at times witty and well-spoken idiot, but fundamentally a person of extremely poor judgment, who is very, very susceptible to bad and nefarious influences from other people. Someone who can be easily manipulated and pushed in certain directions that fit in with his kind of psychological tendencies to be this attention-whoring, needy caricature. Richard Spencer's charm, such as it is defined by deep-seated psychological issues. You can see the same pattern in all sorts of people who actually become quite successful or popular. I'm thinking about performers of various kinds, and I think we have to see Spencer as a kind of performer, somebody who craves the adulation of the crowd, even if it's his own little alt-right echo chamber. Pop stars, movie actors, they all have a psychological black hole in them that drives them to gain acceptance in some way. And I think we can see something similar in Spencer. Now, why would Spencer be like this? I think the roots of Spencer and his personality and his metapolitical manifestations ultimately are rooted in his family background. And I think in this too, we can probably find the reason why he is drawn to endorse someone like Kamala Harris. Because let's face it, Joe Biden is just the label on the bottle, while Kamala Harris is clearly the wine. Now, I don't know too much about Spencer's family background, but I know the basic outlines, and he's from a very well-to-do upper-middle-class WASP family. They have a lot of money. His parents were rich. And I think probably it looks like Spencer, when he was a child, he was kind of neglected. His parents had a lot of things to do, a lot of interests, a lot of hobbies, a lot of business. And as often happens in those kinds of rich families, the children get a little bit neglected. And I think something similar happened in Richard's case. And the way that he tried to deal with that was by attracting attention and being a bit of a naughty boy. And so this childish tactic later became kind of embedded as his core personality. So this kind of dual personality, on the one hand being a naughty boy and on the other hand trying to be liked and popular, these two things fused together to create Richard Spencer. But there was probably another element, and I'm just speculating here, and I think Spencer, like a lot of kids from rich southern families, he probably had a black mammy at one stage. While his mother was swanning around, spending money, going shopping, meeting her gaggle of friends, or engaging in her various business ventures, she probably left poor young Richard all alone at home on his own, only to be looked after by a black domestic. So I think one of the other things embedded deep in Richard's psychology is this love for the great black mammy. So all we're seeing here is Richard Spencer endorsing the idea of a big black mammy who's going to look after him and provide the care and affection that his callous wasp mother failed to. So I think we have to take a pitying and sympathetic attitude to Spencer's latest endorsement. Therefore, I have no compunction in totally endorsing Richard Spencer's endorsement of Biden and Harris.